Hello everyone, and welcome back to 9-9, where apparently we frittered away our weekend, which is way too relatable right now.
I'll be honest, I didn't know you could use it that way. I only knew of the food.
I suppose you could mean that with both contexts, like you just spent the entire weekend making fritters. That's actually a pretty good way to spend your weekend, and tasty. I fritter away my weekend. I actually wanted to go on another date today, but I get the feeling that asking her out every day would be pushing it, so I hold back. Are you kidding? You're in the honeymoon phase. Go for it.
Well, he did just waste his entire life savings getting one thing out of a crane game.
Ooh, maybe he can sell those fritters. Besides, she seems to have a shift starting in the early evening and going until night. I loaf around my room, still basking in the afterglow of yesterday's date. I'm Miyako's boyfriend. Yesterday's date was only the beginning of our relationship. Because in addition to dates, there's also... And with that thought, I sink down under the waves of giddiness again. Man, how am I so far gone? I'm well aware that I need to chill out, but I just can't help it. I can't fight my feelings. A visitor. As I'm still lying around grinning like a dope, the doorbell rings. Who could it be at this hour? Probably just a door-to-door salesman at this hour? I consider ignoring it, but once the thought crosses my mind that it might be Miyako, I'm pulled to the door like a moth to a flame.
Coming!
I respond while getting up and walking to the entrance. I open the door with a chain still on, and I find...
Huh?
こんばんは。ごめんなさい、遅くに。
It was her. Good, I thought it might be death. I didn't seriously think it'd be her. I ask Miyako to wait a moment so I can close the door and undo the chain. Then I open the door again to show her inside.
お邪魔します。
What's up? I didn't expect you to be here so late.
She hesitantly shows me the little box she's carrying.
売れ残ったケーキ、おじいさまが持っていけって。
Free cake.
What?
よかったら、どうぞ。
No, it's not. It's in the house.
I mean, really, this is more of an apartment, but you know.
Close enough.
Oh, thank you. You went through all the effort just to bring it to me?
明日まで持たないかもしれないから。ソラちゃんは？
If she were here, I can guarantee it wouldn't last until tomorrow.
Oh, she's not here today.
そっか。2つ入ってるんだけど。
Oh. Did you tell your grandfather about us?
でも気づいてるかも。
She smiles wryly, her cheeks flushed. He probably caught on from the way Miyako's been acting. Going to 9-ball is gonna be tougher from now on.
It's getting late. Are you okay? No curfew?
大丈夫。
Then would you like to have a seat and we can eat them together?
そう言ってくれるのを待ってた。
Nice, we've learned.
I figured. I'll get us some plates and something to drink.
私がやるから。
I told you I've got it.
私がやる。
We start bickering over it, for some reason, as we set out the spread. I carry the cake box to the table and open it up. There's a slice of cheesecake and a slice of chocolate cake.
Which do you want?
かけるくんから選んで。
Alright.
I pick the cheesecake. Miyako takes the chocolate one.
Both good choices.
You know, a simple solution would be to just cut them in half and each share half. Everybody gets some cheesecake and chocolate cake. I put my hands together in thanks and then pick up my fork.
急に来て本当にごめんね。
I'd never buy a cake on my own, so it's a pleasant surprise. Plus, I didn't get to see you today.
ありがとう。もしかしたらおじいさまが口実を作ってくれたのかも。
I see.
半分 食べる？
Oh, no, I couldn't. How about we split them both?
Alright, well, here we are.
いいかも。
Unreasonably flustered, we dig into our cake. Now that I think of it, this is the first time we've been alone in my apartment since we started dating. Uh-oh. I can't stop the flood of impure thoughts. Miyako's breathing is soft and ordinary, and yet I can hear it so vividly that it's making my heart race. We make eye contact. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here. But I have a feeling Miyako understands what's on my mind right now. Can I really do this? Maybe I could gently slip my arm around her shoulders.
You gotta do the yawn first.
There you go. Or I could say she's got some frosting on her lips. I slowly close the distance. I'm going in for the kiss. Damn it.
はーい、こんばんは。
Your timing sucks. You sack of shit.
何よその顔。
You know why.
No particular reason.
You leave us alone all this time, only to pop up now? Could you have picked a worse time? No, no. I am above such petty thoughts. No, actually, I'm not. Damn this plushie!
ソフィーさん、お久しぶりです。お久しぶり。ごめんなさいね。二人で楽しんでいる時に。
No, you're not.
だから何よその顔は。
Don't know what you're talking about.
Sophie gives me a sidelong glance and harumphs. Damn it. This punk is definitely interrupting us on purpose.
Get on with it. Why are you here? You haven't showed up in a while.
様子を見ていたのよ。ごめんなさい。あまり進展していなくて。そうね。小言でも言おうかしらと何度か思ったのだけれど。何ですか？この枝の都は無事みたいでよかったわ。
Oh, so she is aware.
Huh.
Okay.
I was actually gonna mention, and I forgot to at the start of this episode, my theory, which I guess now is confirmed,
Alright.
that it's not a timeline overwrite.
Oh, it's actually a straight up split off.
Yeah, and my reasoning was because when I thought about how the rest of the series has to work, if everything was an overwrite, then there would be an actual canon route, right? The last one would be the real one.
You're right.
And none of the rest would ever happen, and that would just make people real mad.
You know what? That's a really good point.
Because then people would be like, they overwrote my waifu.
Damn you.
What are you even talking about?
今この世界に流れている時間そのもの。
In simpler terms, please?
本当それさんね。
Look, abstract concepts, man. She gives an affected sigh. After a long pause, Sophie elaborates.
世界は様々な可能性が重なっている。今あなたたちが一緒に食事をしているのもあまたに存在する可能性の一つに過ぎない。世界は可能性の数だけ枝分かれするの。お分かり？平行世界ってことですか？そう、都はやっぱり賢いわね。その平行世界を私は枝と呼んでいる。
And so what? What are you trying to tell us?
私は枝分かれした可能性を知ることができるの。アーティファクト、世界の目の力によって。
Huh. That's pretty handy.
世界の目、平行世界で起こったことがわかるってことですか？そうね。別の枝で私が経験しうることに限るけれど。今日は特別にその別の枝の出来事をあなたたちに教えてあげに来たの。
You came here to make sure Miyako's safe, didn't you?
妙なところは鋭いのね。
Thanks.
Did something happen to Miyako?
何かあったどころじゃないわ。みやこ？はい。2日前、この世界だと金曜日っていうのかしら？その夜に、あなた、魔眼のユーザーに殺されたわ。
I did not expect her to just come out and say it.
Wait, hold up. We don't call it Friday in this world.
Are you talking about Free Day?
はい。
Miyako blinks, speechless. My thoughts freeze, trying to process the idea. Miyako was murdered?
Hold up. What do you mean?
大声出さないの。順を追って話してあげるから。
After another sigh, Sophie continues. She explains that in another branching world, we didn't end up getting together, and instead we had a massive falling out with one another. Things got worse as Miyako started using her powers on random people, probably focusing on students at our school so she could read their memories. In the end, she did successfully identify the Evil Eye's user. But as soon as she found them, she rushed off alone to make contact with them. And when she did...
というわけで、カケルがミヤコを見つけた時にはもう手遅れ。魔眼のユーザーに殺されてたってわけ。
We sit speechless. That's all we can do. Is this some bad joke? But Sophie's story is far too detailed just to laugh off. What's more, she wouldn't have any reason to play a prank like this on us in the first place. So that means she's telling the truth. In another world, Miyako ended up the third victim.
話は以上。気をつけなさい。魔眼のユーザー、成長しているわ。
So their powers are getting stronger.
最初は表皮だけしか石化できなかった。しかも一部石化ができていなかったのか、それとも解除されかかっていたのか。出来上がったのはお粗末な石像。
Oh, that is actually horrible.
Well, I thought we figured that out because I remember in that episode when we were talking about how it worked, like they were, and remember they mentioned like it was slow, probably, because like her face had time to react.
Right, but I was thinking piece by piece, it's like, is there a cooldown period where you just can't move? I thought it was kind of like a slow growing thing, but that's almost worse if it's just a part of you is stone, pause. A part of you is stone, pause.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be pretty similar.
Also,
but it does actually, it verifies my theory that that the person just sucked at first.
Right.
Like it should, like a power like that probably should be like a Medusa. It's like you get hit by it and you're gone, like immediately.
So there's a chance that her skin was turned, but the rest of her was not. So she literally was just trapped in her skin to die. That, oh god.
Well, when you think about it, you die pretty quick because you'd suffocate.
Once it reached your mouth and nose.
Well, yeah, but you'd also you have skin suffocation also.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would still be a slow process since parts of your skin are uncovered. Yeah.
Oh, it'd still suck.
Yeah.
けれどミヤコは体の内部まで石化していた。魔眼のユーザーはアーティファクトの力のすべてを引き出しつつある。内部。ええ、そう。ミヤコの体は完全に石化し、砕かれていた。
Okay, you don't have to go into that kind of detail.
砕かれ。
Cut it out, Sophie.
何よ。事実を話しているだけでしょ。自分の死を聞かされてショックなのはわかるけれど、知っておく必要がある。この枝でも死なないために。
I set down my fork with a clink. All the life has gone out of her eyes. She's in a daze. It's incredibly frustrating that I can't find the words to comfort her.
私 私の話をどう処理しようと勝手だけど、そんなに落ち込むことはないんじゃない？
Easy for you to say. You didn't get turned to stone and die.
Easy to say when it doesn't matter to you.
There it is.
それはそうだけど、落ち込む話ばかりではないでしょ。都は魔眼のユーザーに負けた。でもそれは別の枝での話。魔眼のユーザーを特定できる可能性を残してね。
A bit of life returns to Miyako's eyes.
そっか、石化されたってことは、私は魔眼のユーザーに合っている。そう言ったでしょ、あなたが特定したって。うまく立ち回ることができれば死ぬことなく魔眼のユーザーに勝てるんじゃないかしら。私の力があれば犯行を止められる。そうしてくれることを願っているわ。私が。
She firmly clenches her fist. Sophie smiles in satisfaction.
どうやるかは任せるわ。別の枝であなたが何をしたかは私にはわからないし。はい。かけるも無能なりに都の力になりなさい。
Yeah, I don't need you to tell me to help her.
結構。じゃあね、またそのうち。
Sometimes I think she just really likes to stir shit up. I legitimately wonder how concerned she actually really is about finding the Evil Eyes user and how much she just likes to play with the strings between worlds.
Oh, I still have my... She's still in my 3.
Yeah.
Like, Miss Noruse, Yoichi, and her are the 3... Still my 3 theories for bad guys. Or a combination.
Yeah. With those parting words, Sophie disappears into a patch of distorted space. Different branches, parallel worlds, and in one of them, Miyako was murdered. No, I can't let this get to me. Gotta stay strong for her.
So how about that cake?
Grasping at straws, I try to lighten the mood by reminding her about the cake. She went to all that effort to bring it over, and I'm truly grateful. I'd like us to enjoy it together. Her fork falls to the table with a clank.
Miyako? What's wrong?
ごめんなさい。
She apologizes and reaches for the fork. But she fumbles and comes up empty-handed. Her hands are trembling.
どうしたんだろう。ごめんなさい。
She grabs her wrists with the other hand, trying to stop it shaking. But her trembling only grows worse, and soon she's shivering all over.
物語の主人公のつもりでいた。自分は死とは遠い場所にいるって。想像力が足らなかった。どうしてそんな思い違いをしていたんだろう。そうだよね。たまたま力を得ただけ。私は特別じゃない。選択を間違えれば死ぬんだよね。
Miyako.
I call her name tenderly and take her quivering hand.
ありがとう。ごめんなさい。
You don't have to do this. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but you don't need to put your life on the line, Miyako. I think it's splendid that you want to bring peace to the town. That's the kind of drive that I don't have. And it makes me want to be there supporting you in that goal. But much more than that, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to end up dead.
Her shivering is calming down a bit. Although I'm trying to console her, my advice is cold and unforgiving. I even had to tell her it wasn't going to be what she wanted to hear, trying to soften the blow. But I still believe it's the best option. I want Miyako to live, even if that means others are going to keep dying. But of course, I know already.
けど
I know what Miyako will say.
折れたくない。
She will press on regardless of what I think.
私は炎に恐れず立ち向かったかけるくんに見合う彼女になりたい。
You already did. We covered it. You're good.
Actually, I covered you.
You know what? True.
I'm telling you, I'm hardly special.
私にとってはそうじゃない。
See, it's just... I'm giving it all I've got to be worthy of you.
かけるくんは私にはもったいない人。あなたに近づきたいのに、私はまだまだ弱いね。
She puts her shivering left hand atop mine, still holding her right hand.
自分の死を予言されることがこんなに怖いなんて知らなかった。
I think that's fair.
It's only a story.
She lets go of my hand. A forlorn sigh. But I'm sure as hell not going to let her stay like that. I muster up my courage and put my arms around her.
What Sophie told us was just a possibility. Another way things could have gone, in here and now, we're both very much alive. We still have each other. But if you're worried, if you're afraid you might die in all this, I swear, I'll protect you. I won't let you die, Miyako.
ありがとう。
Miyako suddenly relaxes and leans into me. Is this throbbing I can feel coming from me or her? I don't know. But I do know that Miyako is soft and warm and that she smells sweet in my arms. I want to stay like this forever. But while at first I only feel concern for her, soon enough my desires rear their ugly head. Realizing that selfish side of me, I chastise myself internally. I really am not the man Miyako thinks I am. I'm worried about what I might do if we stay like this much longer.
We're hardly special, but now we're especially hard.
Ba-dum-tsh.
Feels like you stopped shivering.
止まってない。
I think she's doing this on purpose. I'm momentarily at a loss for words, but it only takes me a moment to read between the lines. You too, huh, Miyako? I guess we're more similar than I thought.
Well, then I guess we better stay like this a little longer.
少しじゃやだ。
Okay, as long as we feel like.
Miyako's tension is all but bled away, gone without a trace. She is entrusting all of herself to me. All her weight, all her existence, in the circle of my arms. She tilts her head up and our eyes meet. Her face is flushed. Her eyes are shimmering. I take a deep breath and drink in her sweet smell. My head is going blank. My heart is pounding. You're taking advantage of her. A voice in the back of my head shouts at me. And maybe I am. Still, if I can wipe away Miyako's worries, her fears, then I'm fine with stooping that low. Except for we don't have the patch installed. Maybe in the patch we have eyes. Drawn to each other, our passions inflamed, we gently come together in a kiss. Her lips are sweet. Maybe the taste of the cake? Doesn't matter. The rush of excitement and nervousness paralyzes my senses, and my heart hammers in my chest so hard that I can hear the blood pounding in my ears. With all the blood going to my head, I might just pass out. I'm so far gone, I don't even know what it feels like. And so, a moment later,
もう一回
she pleads as I kiss her slightly parted lips. When she does, before I realize it, I'm holding her tight in my embrace. Our first kiss was so good that I overwhelmed my senses. I'm hoping that Miyako feels the same about it. Insatiable, we kiss each other again and again. Again and again. Our lips lock tirelessly, as though all we need in the world is each other. At last, we separate. Sweet sighs drift between the two of us.
ファーストキス
Mine too.
嬉しい
She smiles and wraps her arms around me.
ドキドキして怖い気持ち全部消えちゃった
That's great.
でもまだ震えてることにしてもいい
I'm never letting go, whether you're shivering or not.
また私が落ち込んじゃったらこうやってギュッとしてね
Sure will.
キスもしてくれる
I will. Ideally, we can do that even when you aren't feeling bad.
私も
She grips me a little tighter. I put my hand on Miyako's head and gently stroke her hair. Neither of us says a word as we linger in each other's embrace. We can feel each other's heat. And this is where I'd put an H scene, if I had one!
じゃあ
Yeah.
お邪魔様でした
No, thank you.
Take care now.
After a bow and a strange turn of phrase, Miyako pedals away on her bike. I'm worried about letting her go alone, but unfortunately, I don't have a bike here. Maybe I should bring mine from home so I can escort her back. As long as there's a risk of her being found by the culprit, that's the least I can do. I return to my room and lounge in bed. Parallel worlds. Branches. In another branch, Miyako and I had a falling out. Maybe it was during that awkward period a while ago? Unable to clear things up, Miyako went out on her own and lost to the culprit. But in this branch, we're together. Miyako has me on her side. I'm sure I can protect her. Now I just have to think, how are we going to do this? My only goal is, at all costs, to keep Miyako from dying. Day 5.09.
つまり10話のシーサの魔月の深淵より来たれりというセリフはこれから起こる凶事を予言すると同時に蛇神様のご降臨を
Wait a minute, are you reading ahead in the script? Because this is episode 10 and we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, this is episode 9.
No, it's not. It's episode 10.
Nope.
Once a week, the city force feeds us a shitty lesson that teaches us about the local folklore through details from the anime, and in no way helps us come test time for things that actually matter. What is with this town's obsession with the anime?
Look, the amount of money they spent on it.
Yeah, I guess so. Needless to say, Ms. Naruse is really phoning it in, and the whole class is ignoring her.
In her defense, she seems like she's phoning it in a lot.
True, she really does. Same goes for me. I've been completely occupied trying to narrow down our killer's identity. Sophie gave us some useful information about what occurred in that other branch. While I'm not sure I should believe everything she said, I'm not going to get anywhere without at least some sort of lead. I'm going to assume that everything Sophie told us is the truth, organize the information, and then see what conclusions it leads me to. First of all, Miyako and I had a falling out for one reason or another. Because of that, Miyako went working on her own. As a result, Miyako used her ability and identified the culprit. And finally, she was murdered by them. The situation is so radically different from what's happening in our world that I decide not to focus on how things could even end up like that. I don't have any idea why it would happen anyway. Most likely, we've avoided whatever twist of fate caused us to separate. And thus, Miyako won't go off on her own. So, the way I see it, since she's got me with her, the possibility of Miyako being murdered by the culprit has dropped considerably. Therefore, I can move on from that and focus on who Miyako used her abilities on. Going off what Sophie told us, Miyako identified the culprit in less than the span of a week. Some of that time was the Golden Week holidays, so it might have only taken her a couple of days. How was she able to identify the culprit in such a short time? I can't help but think that they must be a student here, or a teacher, or maybe a customer at 9-Ball. But one way or another, the culprit must be somewhere very close by us. There's also one more point I should focus on. That being, why did the culprit smash Miyako's statue? The culprit had been simply turning girls into statues up until that point. So why did they go out of their way to break Miyako's statue, and only hers, after the petrification process? Did they want to check if their abilities were developing? Or maybe they had a personal grudge against Miyako? I can't even imagine why someone would, but if that theory is correct, then the culprit must be someone with an extremely close relationship to Miyako. Otherwise, there would be no reason that they'd have any strong feelings towards her at all. Now, taking all of that into consideration, we have a pretty clear guidelines on which to base our search. But whatever happens, we mustn't let people learn about her powers. Even if Miyako's powers rob the target of their memories of the whole event, anybody talking to them would easily detect that they're acting weird. It's a major weakness of her ability. If the culprit is observant enough and smart enough to figure out what's going on, then using any powers with reckless abandon could be a huge risk. I sigh and take a step back. At the end of the day, there's no way to eliminate all the risks. All I can do is trust Miyako. I'm such a pathetic boyfriend. If I really am a user, I wish I'd unlocked my powers already, goddammit!
ここで注目していただきたいのが神器白蛇の石岩でして、これを用いて蛇神様はこの土地から邪気を
Ms. Naruse drones on. Come to think of it, didn't Sophie mention something about the anime being pretty accurate? The sacred relic was the red eye of the white serpent? An artifact? The world's eye. The evil eye. Wait a second. I see. Damn it, Sophie. You've been holding out on us. After school, Miyako and I head out of the classroom and make a beeline for the front gates. There, we plan to meet up with Sora and head to my place.
Luis, お待たせ
Long time no see.
Hey, nice hustle.
あれ、みやこ先輩は
She's grabbing her bike.
蹴ったか
What?
名古屋だと蹴ったマシンって言うんだって
What?
The full name sounds kinda cool.
合体しそうだよねお待たせあ、来た蹴った蹴った何
She says it's a regional dialect thing. Come on, we're heading out.
みやこ先輩、カバン入れてもいいどうぞ
We start walking together. Miyako says she wants to drop by the supermarket, but since the plan is to split up early today, we head straight to my place. We're not even in your episode yet.
Oh, give it a break.
ごめんなさい。多分私。
Miyako, don't take her seriously.
Dropping our bags wherever, the three of us sit around the table. Now then, today we have a serious discussion ahead of us.
First order of business is...
あ、はい。
Yeah, what?
二人に聞きたいことあります。何？かけるくんとかみやことか呼び方変わってたけど、お前ら付き合ってるだろ。
Huh. Okay, she picked up on that pretty quickly.
Now let's see. First thing on the agenda today was...
うわ、付き合ってんだ！嘘でしょ、付き合ってんだ！
Look, it's fine, whatever, just let it go.
いや、よくないよ。何隠そうとしてんの、この野郎！
Because I knew you'd react like this.
お兄様には大変よくしていただき。何その挨拶！私、あなたとの交際なんて認めませんことよ！
Alright, settle down, you two. And Miyako, stop taking Sora's stupid jokes seriously. You're just encouraging her.
ごめんなさい。くっそ。あることないことみやこ先輩に吹き込んで破局に追い込んでやる。
Seriously, don't.
まあいいや、どうでも。で、何？早く話してよ。
Cripes. Bad mood much? Anyway, I've got to bring in one more guest.
ソフィーさん？
Yeah. You haven't met her, right, Sora?
名前聞いただけ。ぬいぐるみなんでしょ？
It's easy to dismiss her as a mascot, but watch out. She can be super rude.
Oh, they're gonna get along so well.
Sophie, you're here, aren't you? Come on out, please. 来ませんけど。 Hey, you're supposed to be monitoring me, right? I've got something I need to ask you, so please just come on out.
She's just showing off. A rift in space tears itself open, and Sophie pops half her face through. About time she showed up.
Sophie, I have something I have to ask you. What's wrong?
それが人に物を頼む態度。前々から気になっていたのよね。あなた、礼儀がなってないって。特に私に対して。
You're one to talk.
このまま帰ってもいいんだけど。
Sophie-san, I have something I need to...
はぁ？さん？
There was an honorific. That was polite.
Sophie-sama, there's something I would like very much to humbly ask you. So might I be so bold as to bother you to listen to my humble question?
ま、いいでしょう。
With a pleased sniff, she passes the rest of the way through the rift in space. This thing is a real pain in the ass, I swear.
わあ、すごい！かわいい！ありがとう。あまり騒がないでね。私、あなたみたいに騒々しい子苦手なの。
Never mind.
うわあ、初対面で。わあ。で、何が聞きたいの？
It's about the evil eye.
石化の能力。以上。
No, I'm sure you've got more than that.
Sophie's expression hardens ever so slightly. Almost like petrification, but not quite. It would seem that I guessed correctly.
That thing lets you experience other branches called the world's eye, right?
そうね。
Artifacts all have names.
当然、名前をつけないと管理がしにくいし。
Then what are the names of Miyako and Sora's artifacts?
まだないわよ。セフィロトのリストにはないアーティファクトだから。回収したら名前がつけられるんじゃない？
I knew it.
何よ、何が言いたいの？
Earlier you said artifacts that Sephiroth wasn't watching over have slipped into our world. Isn't that right?
それはもう話したでしょ。
If that's the case, then how come the petrification artifact is already named the Evil Eye?
本当に妙なところだけ鋭い。
She clicks her tongue at me. I knew this rat had been hiding something.
You knew about the Evil Eye already, didn't you?
ええ、知っているわ。
じゃあどうして？
話さなかったのかって？仕方ないでしょ、規則なんだから。
Sephiroth regulations?
必要以上に漏らせないのよ、こちらの情報を。
You're telling me it isn't strictly necessary for you to tell us everything that you know about this artifact that we're busting our humps to collect?
And also putting our lives on the line.
こっちにも立場があるのよ。理解してちょうだい。たとえ協力者だろうが、気を許してペラペラと機密を話してしまったら、その瞬間私は無職よ。社会的地位を失うの。
話したくても話せない。
そういうこと。でも、そうね。あなたたちに死なれたら面倒なことになるし。
Again.
うん。一つだけ教えてあげるわ。言いふらしたりしないでね。
Yeah, I promise.
魔眼のユーザーと1対1で対峙してはダメ。必ず複数で行動すること。2人でいれば魔眼の能力を防ぐことはたやすい。
That sure would have been nice to know sooner.
他の枝でミヤコが死んでいなかったらこのヒントもあげなかったわよ。
Huh.
死ん大丈夫、気にしないで、ソラちゃん。
他にも何か？
No, I get it. If you can't talk about it, I'll drop it. Thanks for the help.
まったく忙しい私をその程度のことで呼び出すなんて。
Okay.
Miyako's life is on the line. Don't you dare call it trivial.
あら、意外と暑苦しい男なのね。
Sophie offers a snarky parting shot as the space around her begins to distort.
じゃあね、困ったことがあったらまた呼んでちょうだい。アドバイスできるかはわからないけれど。
She waves a stubby little hand at us as she disappears into the subspace rift.
態度でけえ。
It's just her nature to look down on people. Try not to take it hard when she acts rude.
Well, so much for my hypothesis that she and Sora would get along well.
結構刺さったけどね。
Oh, that was a real hypothesis. I thought it was
何？
like
あれ。
sarcasm.
I mean, honestly, it could have gone either way because I figure Sophie likes to, you know, talk down to people, Sora likes to mess around with people. I kind of thought maybe they would have a dynamic, but I guess Sophie considers herself better than everybody else, so that trumps that. Oh well.
Explain what?
ミヤコ先輩が死ぬとか命がかかってるとか。
ああ、予言みたいなものなのかな。
予言ってミヤコ先輩死んじゃうの？
She most definitely is not. I won't let her. That's what I'm here for. And you're gonna help protect her too, right?
そりゃもう当然っすよ。
ありがとう、ソラちゃん。
で、手伝うってどうすればいいの？ずっとミヤコ先輩のそばにいればいいの？
No, we don't need a third wheel, thank you.
We need your power.
ほう。地味で使えねえとか言いやがった私の力をですか？
You're seriously holding a grudge over that?
当たり前ですよ、持ってますよ。
Allow me to correct myself. It's the strongest power imaginable.
そこまで言われるとちょっと気持ち悪いですけど。
ソラちゃんに存在感を薄くしてもらって私の能力を使う？
Yeah. I think the key problem is we have to avoid that we have to avoid would be the culprit finding out that Miyako is a user, and moreover, one capable of exposing their identity. But if we can keep Miyako's power hidden, we should be able to identify the culprit without them catching on to us. And if we can identify the culprit, we've got it made. After all, we've got Sora the Great and Powerful on our side.
私の隠密術活躍する時が来たようですね。
Now every time she uses her power, all I'm gonna think of it as is pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
あれなんか不安そうな顔してますけど、私信用ないです。
違うの。そうじゃなくて。
She wasn't asking you.
Are you worried about something?
私もしかしたらもう犯人に知られているのかもしれない。
なんで？
火事の時能力を使っちゃったから。
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
How could I forget about something so important? So there's the possibility that the culprit is already keeping an eye on us then. An evil eye.
現場を見てたなら犯人は1年？
友達とかに話しているかもしれないからそうとも言い切れないと思う。
They might even have figured out your power.
それでもしかけるくんみたいに頭の回転が速い人で私の能力が記憶も盗めるって気づいてしまっていたら。
Then they'd certainly be coming for you.
私はもう狙われているのかもしれない。
でもある？そんな記憶まで盗めるかもってそこまで考えちゃう人。
We're talking about a serial killer here. If you believe you know what's going on in their head, think again.
じゃあ速攻で決めないと。あっちが動く前に犯人捕まえないと。
Yeah, you're right. Our culprit's somewhere very close, no doubt. We should be able to catch him.
まず誰の記憶から読めばいい？かけるくんの判断に従う。
Oof, yeah, about that. We'd be shooting blind, so considering our culprit might be on the move already, if we can, I'd like to narrow down the choices before we pull the trigger.
あ、そうだ。それについて私、お兄様に進言がございますよ。
But of course.
はい。皆さんもう忘れているでしょうが、私、アガスティアの葉を毎日チェックしていまして。
掲示板？
そうそう、それでね、エデンの女王覚えてます？なんかミヤコ先輩が露骨に嫌な顔しましたけど。
Yeah, I guess you could say there's some bad blood between them.
まあいいけど、なんかね、連休中にオフ会やったっぽいっすよ。
オフ会？
ネットで知り合った人とリアルで会うことっすね。
じゃあ
So, there's a possibility that Kosaka senpai is now in contact with other users, huh?
偽物だけかもしれないけどね。でももし本物のユーザー同士の集いだったらどうでしょう。
犯人とも接触しているかもしれない。
まあそんな間抜けではないと思うけどね。殺人犯がのこのこオフ会とか。
Well, point taken, but still.
常識を当てはめるなでしょ。
Yeah. If you were the type to worry, they wouldn't have murdered two people, nor would they be gunning for Miyako. I'm positive our culprit hardly gives a second thought to murdering someone. I mean, they're undoubtedly just going along with their normal life. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they waltzed into an offline meeting and started chatting.
そのオフ会はどこで行われたの？
もちろん聖地っす。
So, I was gonna say McDonald's, but okay.
聖地？そっか。アニメのサイトだもんね。
一応はアニメの聖地を巡礼しようって趣旨だったみたいよ。
So, like, exactly where did they go?
さあ、どこ行ったかわかんない。
I bet Miyako would know.
Oh, crap. Guess we'll have to take it straight from the horse's mouth.
高坂先輩の記憶を読めばいいんだね。
Yeah, we know someone who went, so reading her mind is the best option.
わかった。
Sora, I'll need you to be with her when she reads memories.
オッケーオッケー。朝がいいよね。確実に会えるし。
早速明日読んでみよう。
記憶ってさ、好きなの選んで読んだりできるの？
どうだろう。まだ1回しかやったことないから。多分だけど、一番強い記憶が読みやすいのかな。目に見えないものだから選ぶのは難しいかも。
じゃあ出たとこ勝負か。
そうなっちゃうね。
The culprit's someone near us. They may even be a student at our school. We'll have to pray that this works. Alright then, shall we call it a day?
へい。久しぶりにみやこ先輩のご飯食べたかったけど、命狙われてるなら仕方ないよね。
I wish you wouldn't be so blasé about it.
あ、すんません。
大丈夫。ソラちゃんも気をつけて帰ってね。
私は電車乗るだけだし、スニーキングできるし別にね。じゃあ帰りますか。
またね。
一緒に帰るんじゃないの？
Wasn't planning on it.
ちょっとまだ個人的な用事があって。
うん。イチャつくつもりか。
いえ、
イチャつくつもりか。
Sora dear.
なんすか。だから黙って1000円札出すなよ。買収しようとするなよ。
Slips out another 1,000 yen.
Buy yourself a cake or something, and then go home.
だよもう、二人して邪魔者扱いしてさ。
そういうわけじゃ。
もういい。バカバカ。ニーヤの母ちゃんデーベソ。
How can you say that? That's our mother you're talking about.
あ、そうだ。ファイナルビルダーズ借りてっていい？
Jeez, you stopped freaking out in a hurry. Whatever, you know, take the whole system with you.
There goes our save file.
やったー。じゃあね。イチャイチャして爆発してしまえ。
Wow. Sora packs the game system on my shelf into her bag and exits my apartment. The click of the door closing comes from the entryway. I take a short trip to the entryway, lock the door, and rush back. Probably should put a chair in front of that considering she has a key.
ごめんなさい。ソラちゃんを怒らせちゃって。
Don't worry, she's not angry. She always acts like that.
そう？
Yeah, it's fine. So, what did you really want?
別にないんだけど。
No, she was right. I want to make out.
今日、二人きりに慣れてないなって。
She says in a tiny voice, fidgeting. Her whispered words pierce my heart.
ごめんなさい。早く帰れるように気を使ってくれてるのに。
No.
I slowly shake my head. And I take her hand.
I wanted to be alone with you as well.
Miyako squeezes my hand. The dark conversation from a minute ago is only a memory now. I would love to stay like this. For a day, for a week. It even makes me wish we could live together, just the two of us. You can stay the night if you'd like. If only I could bring myself to say that. But it's far too embarrassing. So instead, I put up a brave front, pretending to be an ordinary guy who's worried about his girlfriend.
You should probably head home before it gets too dark.
かけるくんは
Hmm?
あんまりベタベタされるの嫌い？
No, not at all.
よかった。たくさん甘えたいんだけど、どうすればいいかよくわからなくて。
No need to force it. It's better to build it little by little. Just like how we have been.
It's like building something in Minecraft.
うん、でも考えすぎかな。ソフィーさんの話を聞いて、もしかしたら明日にでも死んじゃうんだなって気づいて。だから今できることは今しなきゃなって。だから頑張って甘えてみようと思ったの。
Miyako smiles. Her eyes are so calm, so gentle.
ごめんね、別に不安ではないの。かけるくんがいるから。勝手だけどまた守ってくれるって知ってるから。あの時のように。
Yeah, I'll protect you, I swear.
だからね、心配してないの。かけるくんと一緒なら私は大丈夫。死ぬかもって口実にして甘えたかったの。
No, it's a good strategy. Keep going.
You know, you could have just said so. No need to make an excuse for it.
お父さんとお母さんにもあまり甘えたことないし、難しくて。怖いって震えてた方がよかった？
Well, that would have gotten you a hug for sure.
失敗しちゃった。
I offer her a wry smile. I put my arms around her and pull her close.
やっぱり恥ずかしい。
The feeling's mutual.
そのうち慣れちゃうのかな。
Probably, but I kinda don't want to.
ずっとドキドキしていたいね。
Yeah. I won't let you die. No matter what. I swear I'll protect you.
信じてる。
I pull her even closer. I could never go this far for the sake of the town. But for the sake of this precious person, I won't even hesitate to risk my life. I will protect Miyako. Without a doubt. All right, so we have made some nice progress in our relationship. Also, we got the big reveal that Miyako died in the other branching timeline, which is not what I expected to happen. Although we did not get the critical point about her being responsible for somebody else's death. But that's probably for the best. I am kind of surprised that Sophie didn't drop that bombshell, since she seems to be completely nonplussed about the idea of just being like, you know, this doesn't affect me. So...
True.
But I'm glad that we've got Sora on our side for this, and it looks like we've got a pretty good strategy. I still think you're right, though. I think... I don't entirely understand Sophie's motivations, but I guess we kind of got a little bit more of that, too. She's really just concerned about keeping her job.
Yeah, I actually had a theory that I was gonna throw out there.
Okay.
Which is like, you know how in a sizable amount of media there's the trope of like this, where you're collecting stuff for a person.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's like collecting the artifacts for Sophie. And you know, like 50% of the time that it's just a, you know, it's like really you're collecting them for the bad guy.
Yeah, that's true. That is pretty common.
Like I still have that. Like Sophie, I don't think has the evil eye. She's not the evil eyes user or anything.
No.
But it wouldn't terribly surprise me if it turns out that she's collecting these for something bad and she knows who the Evil Eyes user is, or something like that. Or it's like it's like they're a bad guy that's ruining her plan, and she's also a bad guy.
You know, I honestly, at this point, I don't even think that Sophie and Sephiroth are bad. I think they have motives that are completely independent of the good of humanity. It's not bad per se, it's just indifferent.
But yeah, it's like, I need to get these back.
Right. They don't
That's
care
it.
what the cost is.
Mhm.
That's not important. So it's a means to an end. But I think you're on the right track. I think Ms. Naruse is still my number one suspect.
Makes sense, because the thing is, she's there.
Mhm.
It's like, of the people we've met, it's either her or Yoichi.
I don't think
Because-
it's Yoichi.
They're both in class,
True.
right? Like, they're people that Kujo would have encountered and be able to read the mind of.
True.
And I mean, I could see it. She would have the reason.
Mhm.
They mentioned in both cases, the little girl and the student on the bench, that the person, it's like they were.
It was probably a woman.
It's like they got. Yeah, it's like it's a woman, and they got surprised, like at ease. You know,
Mhm.
they weren't like running from the person or anything. And who could approach you and talk to you, and you wouldn't be on your guard? Another female who's a teacher.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Yoichi...
I get it. Your logic makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yoichi would freak out a middle school girl.
Oh, he absolutely would. He can't. He can't be calm.
Yeah. I definitely don't think he's. You know, when I think about it more, he kind of falls off to be number 3 on my list.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I feel like it's either that or it's potentially... And this is far-fetched at this point. I don't feel like this is likely, but I'm just going to throw it out there.
I mean, he's not even in this game.
You're right, he isn't. And I mean, what good is he anyway? He couldn't evolve until recently. But I could potentially see
True.
one of Miyako's friends in her friend circle, but the reason I don't think that is because we haven't met any of them.
I consider that too because they specifically got name dropped earlier. And somebody in the comments said that while they think I'm right, that normally any good mystery shows you people.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's one of those people. They also mentioned that, well, it's just episode 1.
True.
And I never thought about the fact that maybe the Evil Eye arc does not get solved in episode 1.
That's entirely possible. I mean, considering the fact that
And-
we probably will wrap this up maybe in the next episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be a cliffhanger, right?
Probably.
So, unless we really, but if it doesn't solve who the Evil Eye user is, then it's possible we actually haven't met him yet.
That is entirely true. And now that we've been introduced to the fact that these are branching paths, it may be entirely true that we do not figure out on this path who the Evil Eye users is until maybe, what is it, the new episode at the very tail end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like for every couple of questions we get answered, we have several more pop up, but that makes it a good mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.